Hey everybody, how's it going today? You know that I'm not the big stimulus check update person. I usually give stimulus checks that look updates that look like this because I don't like stimulus check updates. This is what my stimulus check update looks like, and I said I'm not going to be one of those people to bring you a stimulus check update when this is happening. And that's been happening for the last 6 to 7 months, maybe longer, and I haven't brought you stimulus check updates. You notice the last 2 days that I've been bringing not updates, but I've been giving you bits of pieces of what's going on in Congress because things are starting to really heat up, and it looks like it's happening today. Remember, we just had that petition we signed got up to 2 million, almost 2 million signatures on it, put pressure on Congress. That was huge. Everybody, great job. Give yourself a round of applause. But I put up a video yesterday. This guy was in it. Toomey. It was an 18-minute video, the most boring video you think you'd ever want to watch, but there was a purpose for that video. If you recall, the end of I don't think anybody watched it to the end. It was that boring, but I did. Toomey at the end of it said this because it was about the three lending programs, the 13-3 lending programs that were so useless, and the Democrats wanted to keep it. Toomey said at the end of it this.
The last point I want to make, Mr. President. Some on the other side have suggested that our language is maybe too broad, and maybe it captures potential facilities that shouldn't be captured. If that is the sincere concern of my colleagues on the other side, I urge them, give me a call. It's very easy to track me down. If you've got an objection to the way we've worded this and you want a language that is narrower, I'm all ears. We could work this out. With that, I yield the floor.
That was it. That was it. After I heard that, I said, wow, that's amazing. I should have just put that little bit in and made it a 30-second video. But the whole thing explained it, and I was like, wow, it explains perfectly why the Republicans don't want that in. It's a waste of money. So, but here it is. After he said that, guess who called him to change the wording? Schumer. Schumer called him. And remember what I did the other day with the video with Sanders? It went like this. Bernie Sanders said they ain't leaving until this deal is done.
We make sure that every working person in this country gets a $1,200 direct payment.
I don't think it's $1,200 anymore, but.
And we're not going to go home until that happens. Madam President, thank you very much.
So Bernie said that, and he had Hawley on his side.
It's simple legislation, $1,200 for each individual, $2,400 for a couple, and $500 for every dependent in the family.
Okay, so now we have Bernie and Hawley on the same team, them saying they're not going home until a deal is reached. Then we had McConnell say he ain't leaving.
We're discussing more direct impact payments for individuals, plus the bonus for families with children. So for the information of all senators, we're going to stay right here, until we're finished, even if that means working through the weekend, which is highly likely. That's what our people deserve.
Okay, great. Then guess who else said they're not leaving?
None of the remaining hurdles cannot be overcome. Everyone is committed to achieving a result, and we will not leave until we get the job done. I yield the floor.
So what needed to be done in order to get the job done?
The last point I want to make, Mr. President.
Yes.
Some on the other side have suggested that our language is maybe too broad.
This was it.
And maybe it captures potential facilities that shouldn't be captured. If that is the sincere concern of my colleagues on the other side, I urge them, give me a call. It's very easy to track me down. If you've got an objection to the way we've worded this and you want a language, it's very easy to track me down. If you've got an objection to the way we've worded this and you want a language that is narrower, I'm all ears. We could work this out. With that, I yield the floor.
They did call. McConnell.
We need to conclude our talks, draft legislation, and land this plane.
Land that plane they did. They are doing it right now. So here we go. So he said, okay, if you need to change the wording of that, let me know. We'll change the wording and we'll get this done. Let's do it. Everybody's saying, okay, we'll do it. We're not leaving until we get it done. And that's the first time they've stepped up to the plate because, they got their president. The Democrats got Biden elected, and that's what the whole thing was about. It worked. It was great politics. It hurts the American people, but here we go, guys. This article came out at 1 o'clock in the morning today. Here it is. It goes a little something like this. Senior lawmakers, Federal Reserve emergency lending powers late Saturday night, overcoming a major hurdle that prevented Congress from completing a $900 billion coronavirus package earlier. Republicans, namely Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey, attempting to encumber the incoming Biden administration by cutting the Federal Reserve's emergency lending abilities created by the CARES Act, meant to protect the already battered economy. Now, the Democrats have agreed to a version of Senator Toomey's important language. We can begin closing out the rest of the package. Now that the Democrats have agreed to the version, a new version that they've rewritten, they can begin closing out the rest of the package to deliver the much needed relief to families, workers, and businesses. Idle spokesman for Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said to NBC News, that's good. That's good news. Compromise language is being finalized and expected to be worked out overnight. Today. So you're seeing this today. I'm at 4:41 in the morning here in Florida. I hope you're getting a good night's sleep. Legislation hasn't released yet. Expected to include direct payments of $600. President Trump just tweeted once more. A federal employment bonus of $300 a week and more money business to struggling to pay rent and workers. A vaccine distribution funds to pay rent and workers and vaccine distribution funds. Spokesperson for Toomey called the agreement an unqualified victory for taxpayers. Yeah, we've waited 8 months for this. I don't think it's a big victory. Senate Republicans achieved all 4 objectives regarding the CARES Act federal lending programs. Toomey's spokesperson, that's what they needed. What he said, hey, we'll change the language. They changed it. This agreement rescinds more than $429 billion in unused CARES Act funds, definitively ends the CARES Act lending facilities by December 31st, 2020. So anything that was in the CARES Act 2020, it's going away. After going back and forth all day with leader Schumer, Senator Toomey has agreed to drop the broad language in his proposal that would have prevented the Fed chair from establishing similar facilities in future ones to created in March, said senior Democratic aide. So Toomey dropped a lot of his language. And leaders settled on a framework midweek that was expected to include $300 federal unemployment dollars, or $300 in federal unemployment bonus, a new round of direct payments, and a small business funding and money to distribute COVID vaccines. Now, after going back and forth with that, that's interesting. That was very interesting. But there it is, guys. We're going to be looking at something getting signed today. Whether it's going to be $600 or $1,200 per person and $500 or $600 per child, we'll find out. But apparently we're going to find out pretty soon. And with that said, will the idols be in there? Will the idols be in there? It's very interesting to find out. Guys, thanks for watching. You guys have a good Sunday. Enjoy the football. Bye-bye.